Hello, hello, hello. It's Tuesday again. Here I am. Here we are again, doing it again. I'm on my own. I'm on my own. There's no one out there. No one watching. So yeah, here we are again. Jack is here. He is present. So that was quick. Just got to wait for everyone else. Just got to wait. Got to wait. Just waiting. Don't mind me. I'll just enjoy this frothy coffee. Oh, it was a bit hot. That was hot beverage. Oh dear, it's not much worth talking about, is it? Really, there's nothing really happening. Yeah, everybody, yeah, it's just us, Jack. I mean, it's just me and Jack. With a life and soul of the party. Oh no, Naked Attraction is trending. I must be missing it. That's because it's Tuesday night. Oh well, maybe I can. What can I do? Can I send people the link? Where's the link? In the old days. Oh wait a minute. Share. Copy, and I'll go live stream. Live stream, hi. Tweet. There's no point in doing it on Facebook. There's nobody there. There's nobody there on Facebook. Just me and Jack. Just me and Jack. No one else. Lost the old faith, exactly. I think I've scared them all away with all the talk of movies and old records. I think that's it. I think it's over. It could be that the notification hasn't gone out. It could be. Oh, maybe I should tell the Facebook people. What do you reckon? I don't know if it's worth it. Is it worth it? Oh, go on then. Just because it's them, live stream ahoy, and there we go. Just because it's the Facebook people. Blimey, Jack! If this carries on, I think I'm going to be off. Exactly, it's the 1-to-1. It's the one with me and Jack. Blimey, I'm going to have to stop doing this if it carries on. I finally worn out my welcome. This is it. I finally worn out my welcome. Bloody hell, this is appallingly bad. I mean, don't they know it's Tuesday night? 12 people, 13 people. Kevin's in, and he's from California. Hi, Kevin. You're new around these parts. Thank you for joining me and Jack in this very private, very cosy live stream experience. There's usually more people, but 13 so far. That's very quiet. Yep, exactly. We've got Kevin now, Jack. We have got Kevin. Oh, it's jumped up to 15 concurrent viewers. I mean, crikey. It's almost like YouTube wants me to quit. All gone down to 14 again now. Again, what does anyone want to talk about? I mean, is there anything left worth talking about? I don't know. Just sit here for a bit. Blimey, this isn't good. Tom Pinks is now, thank God for that. Maybe it's because I'm in the wrong category. I'm in entertainment for some reason. Maybe I should put it back to music. There we go. Maybe that'll help. Doubt if that'll help, will it? As the Ajax is in. I think the word is dribbling. He's dribbling out. Ajax says Tom Pinks, Ajax says hello. Pinks says, how's the week going? It's wet. It's very rain. It's raining. It's nice in the mornings, but in the afternoons it's kind of been a bit on and off. But yeah, just existing really. Just chewing, just carrying on really. Just carrying on. Kevin says, my pleasure. Long time watcher of your prog reviews. I can only apologise for that. Fasano says, how goes it? The regular viewers are in. Yeah, but it's a bit quiet. Wait a minute, there seems to be a little bit of activity here. Manky Poot says, match of the day is now finished. Oh God. You mean we got the Gary Lineker crowd crawling in? Oh, I don't want those people in the chat. Jack says, record shop's back open. Picked up a copy of The Future Bites. Oh, I can only apologise. Should have bought a copy of L instead. That's much better. It's a shit record. But hey, there's a lot of shit records around. Pink says, rainy England. Yeah, well, it's kind of we're doing the April showers bit in May, and it's not been very warm. It's still been quite chilly for this time of year. Usually it's been a bit warmer. Again, we can always talk about the weather. Yeah, we can always talk about. I watched Interstellar the other day. That was fun. I'm going to do my 2001 Interstellar double bill. If I can be bothered, but nobody seems to like those videos, so you just think, no, why am I bothering? Just unbox Pink Floyd. That's what we need to do. Plenty of Pink Floyd. That's all we need. Bjorn is in, and he says, how's the heart thing? Get him a vaccine tomorrow, the first one. The heart thing is, well, where are we with that? It's still ongoing. It still happens to me, but I can control it with my breathing. I was not very well on Sunday. I just felt, it wears me out, and it's just, I find I get very tired, which is unusual because I demonstrated how fit I was in front of the missus by, even though I wasn't feeling well, I ran on the spot for 3 minutes and didn't even break a sweat. So I'm just showing off. I didn't keel over. But I got in touch with the doctors, and the doctors didn't have my blood test back. But they said the ECG was fine. I expected that because I was calm. And I was doing the breathing. They said they got the blood test back yesterday, and that the doctor will be in touch, but I'll chase that up. Maybe next week. Again, I don't care. But who knows? I mean, again, the whole long COVID thing, heart palpitations is part of long COVID, but I don't know if I've had COVID. But then I've had all sorts of manner of aches and pains and whatnot and other health things. I've been taking like cod liver oil and turmeric, and if you read about cod liver oil, there's a chance that too much cod liver oil can cause heart palpitations as well, which is funny because they say cod liver oil is good for the heart. So you go on the internet, you're screwed. Don't look anything up on the internet because it's either cancer or you're going to die. So that's good, but it's still a thing, but it seems to be lessening, or at least it doesn't seem to feel as bad. And I've been taking my blood pressure regularly, and that's fine. And like I say, I do the ECG on my watch, and that seems okay. And I can control it, but it does come on me, and I do feel it just makes me feel tired. I'm a little bit sick, and that's it. But I've got my next one in the beginning of June, so I'm not looking forward to that because they say that it can be bad again. But at least I know what to expect, and at least I won't die of COVID. But I was reading about Eric Clapton. Eric Clapton said he had a terrible reaction to it and he couldn't feel his feet. And I've been having this funny thing with my feet as well. But that could be my heart. Could be a sign of a heart attack. But the ECG was fine. My blood pressure's fine. It was just elevated when I was thinking I was dying, which is I'm sure it's perfectly normal. But he was saying how he had really bad feet, like pins and needles, and he couldn't feel his feet. Like, that's something I've been getting. Not pins and needles so much, but the feeling that I haven't got any feet. It's when I'm in bed. It's a bit weird. They are there. And he also said he had trouble with his hands and he couldn't feel his hands. And that happened with both injections. And he was like, he's a bit of a, I wouldn't say he's an anti-vaxxer, but I think he's a bit of a, not a COVID denier. He just thinks that we should have not be in lockdown. And again, if we didn't, I'm talking about the UK, if we'd have closed our borders properly and not allowed everyone in from India, we wouldn't be looking at probably lockdown 4 in another fortnight's time. But hey, I don't run the country, and I do wonder about this government. If they have any idea of what's going on. I don't think, again, dear old Bojo wants to be seen as authoritarian. But the public are stupid. Hey, you can go on holiday. Everyone books a holiday. And you do know there's a pandemic on. But hey, it's people. But other than that, I'm fine, he said. Oh boy. Where are we? But anyway, good luck with the vaccination, Bjorn. I hope you don't get the delicious flavour of the amphetamine rush that I got. Not good. Ajax says, think we'll have another lockdown with this new India variant knocking about. Oh, absolutely. Lockdown 4. I'm calling it. Kitten Care has got a hidden message, which I'm showing. He says, hi, Darren. I think my first record I bought was 1968. Not that I give a shit. Well, you missed the thing. I did a follow-up video today when I made content. Wasn't it great? Russell's in. He says, good evening. Kitten Care says, be really careful with that second shot. Consider how the first one affected you. Best to the best of you. Well, there's not a lot I can do. I've got to have it done, And, if it kills me, it kills me. I don't really care anymore. I'm just fed up with everything, to be quite honest. just tired. I'm fed up, I've got to the point where I don't care. I don't care if I wake up in the morning. I don't think, is that a good thing? I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. But what with the health side of things, I just don't feel I'm going to get any answers from us, because they're going to sound fine, because I probably am. And again, it's very hard to get a rheumatism diagnosis, because I've been having weird, joint issues and aches and pains for years now. But I don't know. I'm just carrying on, innit? You just carry on. I've never been right since I had that fall in December 2017, I think it was. Never been right since I had that fall, and my health has been down the toilet. But hey, I'm at my lowest weight I've ever been. Yeah, another couple of pounds, and I'll be at my ideal weight. So that's good. But again, in an attempt to reduce any kind of blood pressure thing, my blood pressure was raised because I was stressed out. I've reduced my sugar intake to not even half of sugar in my tea and coffee. It's just under half of sugar. It's just not even worth it. I said to the missus, I might just not have no sugar at all. Way this is going. But also I'm sleeping better. I'm going to bed on time. I'm being a good boy, Mainly because I'm just tired. At the end of the day, I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm worn out. I'm drained, But I can feel the beat now. If I have any kind of adrenaline thing, or I get a little pulse, a little hey, it's like I'm gonna. It's like having a job interview, or if you're falling in love all the time. It feels like that. I feel like I'm 17 again. So who knows? Paige says, "Hey Darren, do you like Rage Against the Machine? I won't do what you tell me. Ooh, I won't do what you tell me. Got a bullet in the head. Do. Get a bullet in the head. Do. I remember them. They were big back in the day. Walsh's Eric Clapton only had that reaction because he hadn't felt a needle for a while and got a big sigh. That's just cheeky. He should have had a drink to steady his nerves. E-Bayek. Kathy Radke says, Kathy Radke, Bruce Jr., Paul McCartney Archive Collection, London Town, Back to the Egg Remasters album, Wings 2021. Wow, That sounds like crazy talk. Carry on like that, Kathy, and I have to put you on mute. How's my groove been? Oh, I don't know. The same. Relentless. I don't know. Kitten Care says, I stopped putting sugar in my coffee years back. I really like it a lot better without. I look forward to it in my mornings. Again, I don't really have a sweet tooth per se, but it's just more. I guess it's been more out of habit. But I mean, I've reduced it over the years. Like from 2 sugars down to 1.5, 1/2, and I'm probably ready to go complete cold turkey. But it's I do like having the sugar in my tea in the mornings, just to get that sugar, my blood sugar up, because I do feel a little bit lethargic, So I don't know how it's going to work out. What with me bran flakes as well, bran flakes and an Earl Grey tea with hardly any sugar in it. God, I just wish the missus had put the pillow over my face and finish it all once and for all. I'll write her a note saying it wasn't her fault. Oh, but there you go. Padge says, another question, do you like Aphex Twin? Got to be in the mood. I've not been in the mood for Aphex Twin for years. I mean, some of it was interesting back in the day, but I find a lot of electronic / synthesizer music just a little bit unsatisfying. It's guitars, isn't it, mate? It's guitars. Real music. That's what we want. Campaign for real music. No, I mean, it's all right, but I've got to be in the mood for it. And again, a lot of that stuff, it's just sequencers spitting out what sequencers do, and Jack says, Transmission Records are doing a lot of Porky-Tree reissues at the moment. Would you be picking up a copy of The Incident if it's reissued? I think you can I don't know. I don't know. I don't really care. I don't care. It's the only album of that I thought that worked. It's the only Porcupine Tree album I actually like. And again, it happened because Windy Pops, because I was listening to it when I was doing the whole shop thing, and the shop had been smashed up, and The Incident and the themes of destruction and the incident and being privy to things gone awry kind of chimed in with my headspace of the moment. And I thought it was thematically and lyrically an interesting album. It's probably the most interesting thing that Wilson has done, but the rest of his stuff I just so. But would I be buying a vinyl copy? Probably not. I'll tell you what is coming out. Secret Machines, their debut album, which I had a lot of time for back in 2004. I remember listening to it, and it's Music on Vinyl are doing a pressing, so I've put in my pre-order for that, and we can reminisce about the old days. Pink says, I saw it was Latimer's birthday yesterday. That got me this to Camel. They're all right. Nah, they're not. 83 says, use sweetener. No, never use sweeteners, sorry. You're just pumping carcinogenics into your veins, sorry. No. If you want your balls to shrink and it's becoming fertile, use sweeteners, artificial sweeteners. But like I said, I don't know. The sugar thing, I think, was just a habit. But I'm nearly kicked it. It's it's not a big deal. Not a big deal, really. Kevin says, what television shows are you and the missus watching? Any recommendations? We missed Better Call Saul. Well, that's coming back next year, so I'm going to have to hold on for at least a year to get to the finale. Remember, Kim does something bad to Howard. Not deliberately, but her plan goes wrong accidentally, and maybe Howard ends up dead or seriously injured, or maybe attempts suicide, and she gets into trouble, ends up in jail. That's why we never see her in Breaking Bad, and that's why she's never referred to, and that's why Saul never mentions her, and that's why he's gone back to the Cinnabon, because he knows that's her locale, and he's kind of hoping that when she's out of prison, you know, he's planted the idea that I'll see you at the Cinnabon. If anything goes wrong, I'll be at the Cinnabon, and you're going to see the big reunion at the Cinnabon. And because Better Call Saul has been a love story the entire time. Remember, I called them getting married. I called that years ago, and like I say, she is Mrs. Goodman, and that's what we're going to see. It's going to be a big old soppy happy ending, and then he'll probably get arrested, and it'll be that bittersweet, twist that we'll get, maybe not. But what were we watching? Watching Motherland. Series 3's been on. Inside Number 9 is a thing. Well, now you ask me. We occasionally chisel away at Always Sunny in Philadelphia on the streamers. Watched Invincible with Verity. She enjoyed that. And doing the first season of The Boys again with her, because she didn't see it the first time around. I think she's old enough to watch that, because she likes comic books and things, even though she doesn't actually buy comic books, but she creates comic books. But I'm trying to get into the whole world of that. I would pick her up the Invincible comic books, but they're all rather expensive at the moment. But I think they're going to be a reprint. I'm sure there's other things. Oh, we also watched The Repair Shop on a Wednesday night. That's something that we always watch. Was watching The Gods of Snooker, but I didn't watch it this week because it clashed with Catching Paedophiles on Channel 4. Love me a paedophile program. I love it when they catch those pedos. I do like crime shows, true crime shows where British ones where it's the police doing their thing. I watched The Hospital tonight, and that always makes me cry. So there's loads of little bits of TV that we watch, but we've been doing like more films and things like that, because we have all these subscription services, and we might as well watch a few films now and again. So there you go. Oh dear, what have I been grooving to? I was doing Faith No More this week because I got the Faith No More biography and I started reading that. I let it leapfrog over the other books that I've got, and I've got quite a few. I bought the biography of the Portsmouth Symphonia. I don't know why, I just fancied it, but I haven't got around to it. I've got loads of books to get through. But I started reading that, and I was listening to some Faith No More, so that was nice. And of course, Russ Abbott's Madhouse on the vinyl. Oh, and I listened to Squid today on the streams. And it started off well, and then I got bored with it. And I was going to do a review, and I thought, oh, God, I can't be bothered, because I kept wanting to listen to the Stranglers instead. Funny that. Isn't that weird? But everyone was raving about them, so I thought I'd give it a go. And thought, oh, this could be a new thing. And it started off all right, and then it was like, no, I'm bored. This is boring. Tim says hi. Hi, Tim. Tom Pink says, I got the urge to listen to Platinum again for some reason. Not the best Alfred album, but the instrumentals are groovy. I like Platinum. I like that run of Platinum, QE2, and what's the other one? I can't remember. Is there another one? No. Oh, they're doing a repress of Incantations for Record Store Day, which I wouldn't mind trying to get, but we've got the Who Face Dances on colour vinyl. Why? Nobody wants it. I didn't want it. Where are we? 83 says, there are some great female-fronted Aussie punk bands called Amel and the Sniffers. Have you heard of them? Just the name alone is a turn-off. Jack says, thoughts on tarot cards. The Rider-Waite set is the one. I used to use those. I'm an excellent tarot card reader. But when you have second sight, there's no need to use the tarot. Just waiting for those lottery numbers to come up. Yeah, I mean, again, the tarot is an interesting thing, but they're more interpretive than actual the future. But I haven't got my cards down for years. They're up on the shelf. I can see them from here. A Rider-Waite tarot card set. You don't believe me? Okay, I'll go and get them for you. Wait a minute. Oh. I used to keep these in my bag and get them out and do the odd reading when I was at work. See? And you do the Celtic. Oh, look, the Celtic cross. Look. Just remember, death isn't death. It's not death. I mean, I would do you a reading, but the thing is I ain't got enough room here. He says, I ain't got enough room. Let's pick a card. There you go. It's the Nine of Cups. There you go, everyone. Nine of Cups, everyone. There you go. Make of that what you will. There you go. Consider that your tarot read. I think it's quite lucky actually. I think that's good. I think that's a good. Feels like a good one. We'll read the tea leaves next, and maybe an older séance. Anyone here know someone called Jeff? Jeff is calling. He says you've left the kettle on. There you go. Russell says, been listening to Kate Bush. Those early albums have a lot of mystery and charm. Yeah. Pink says, Amel and the Sniffers sounds worse than Gandalf's whatever. Bilbo's perineum. Yeah, names, isn't it? Yeah. Kathy says, oh fuck. Kathy's obviously a nut, so let's just block that one. Bye, Kathy, you fucking nut job. Payne's in. He says, good evening. Simon says, do you like the Alan Parsons project? I think it's some kind of overcroft. That's my bloody line. No, not really. I think it's a load of old wank. But you know that already. That's why you asked. Bjorn says, could this be the one where I just didn't seem to care? Well, I don't know. Do you not care? Shame if you don't care, I'll have to block you. Pete says 5 miles out. Sounds about right. Jack says, have you heard anything by 10 years after? The bass player Leo Leons has a YouTube channel. He's very good at answering comments about back in the day. I know the name. But they might have been on my compilation Back on the Road. Yeah, that sounds about right. Tim says, thoughts on the people currently going on holiday? I think it's nuts. Yeah, it is. There's a bloody pandemic on. Look, everyone's obsessed with getting the airports back, and I don't understand any of it. It's unfettered, global travel that's got us into this position, and everybody just wants to, stick their cock back in the toaster, and it's like, why are we doing this? But hey, it's not up to me. I'm not going anywhere, and even if I was going anywhere, I ain't going far. But I ain't going anywhere. So, it doesn't affect me, but it will affect me if there's another bloody pandemic. It kind of it affects me in a roundabout way. This is why I'm tired. This is why I'm tired of it all, because it's that thing of everything, history repeating itself, and you look at it and you go, I can't do this anymore. I'm bored. I'm bored with it. I want more from life than this, and I don't want much from life, But I'm just bored of everything going around in a fucking circle, and I'm sick of everyone just not giving a fuck, And the people who do pretend to give a fuck are giving a fuck about the wrong things, or, are just completely, puritanical to in their belief. They go the other way, it goes one way or the other. There's no reason, there's no debate. It's just complete madness. And yeah, I'm just tired of us. I can see us just heading down the same old track again, and it's boring. And I'm bored with it. I'm bored. It's boring me. I'm bored. All of this is boring me. Social media bores me. YouTube bores me because I don't know what it wants. If I knew what it wanted, I'd do it, but I don't know what it wants. Oh, I know what it wants. It wants me just to do Pink Floyd unboxings, but okay, I'll do one. I'm going to do one, but I'm just going to have the sound of dentist drills in the background and fingers going down chalkboards and forks scratching plates, that kind of thing. Horrible noises, because it's all pointless, really, isn't it? But these people seem to live vicariously through YouTubers, and I wonder what records he's got, and that's about the limit of it. It's so fucking facile. It's boring. It was fun to begin with, and it was good to take the piss out of this stuff, but and then people don't get the joke, and they go, why did you buy it if you don't like it? And you just think, oh fuck, we're doomed. And they're the same people who buy, going on holiday, so we're screwed as a species. Jolly this one, isn't it? Oh boy. Sam says, I've been listening to a lot of Suede. I never really got Suede. They were just, they just wanted to be, you wanted to be Bowie so much. I just found it a bit like a watered down glam, Bowie Roxy tribute. And so I was more pulp, you see. Well, I like the actual realism of pulp. What did I listen to by the Stranglers? Best of the Stranglers. Pink says, Blue Suede, Hooked on the Feeling. No, wrong Suede, I think. Jack says, a tarot reading live stream would be great sometime. Not doing it. Nah. Because you've got to do it with the person present. I don't think... If you're doing, like, fake live stream shit, it's not real. You've got to have the person present for the tarot to have any meaning. You can't just read the tarot. You can read it for yourself. I can do a reading of myself, but that seems utterly pointless. But to do a tarot reading, you need to do it with the person present. And proper psychics and those people would never charge. They do not take your money. All right. So there you go. Kitten says, I see your box set with a set of tarot cards by Walter Wegmuller. Never cracked them open though. I want to get the Fergus Hall ones, the ones that were in Live and Let Die. Live and Let Die. Listen to Live and Let Die. There are so many musical ideas in it, it's frightening. Again, Paul McCartney must have them. He's got really short attention span. He must go, I'm going to do this bit now. Ooh. And then, I'm bored with that. Got to do this. It's just crazy. It's just all over the place. Pink says, I could never get into Kate Bush. I've tried, but no. I think we've all wanted to get into Kate Bush. Hashtag me too. We've all wanted to get into Kate's Bush. Hashtag me too. I'm gonna keep doing it until I get a laugh. Again, I think the interesting thing about Bush, who doesn't love a bit of Bush? Sorry, I just think of something else then. She's a woman, obviously, but she writes from a female perspective, and that's the fascinating thing. That's why, to the male gaze, to the male listen, it's mysterious and almost fairy tale like, because she's writing from a perspective we don't hear very often in the rock milieu, and that's what makes her fascinating. That's what makes her interesting. And there's a sensuality and a lyricism, a literary lyricism, to what she does. And then that's without the music. That's without, her musical talent. She came from another planet. You listen to it and you know some of these songs were written when she was very young, and you just think, bloody hell, But yeah. If there wasn't Kate Bush, we'd have to invent her, and then it'd come out all weird. We'd end up with Bjork. Oh dear, that's a joke, by the way. I like Bjork as well. I haven't listened to stuff in ages. Again, kind of fell out of it. God TV Radio, Brett Keane, that's a good name, says, and I've unblocked him because he says, why does he have a bias against certain bands? Twat. Well, that's not very polite, is it? If you hadn't have insulted me at the end, you wouldn't have got blocked. Oh no, twat am I? Oh, I'll wear that hat. I don't care, because I'm allowed to like and dislike things like you are, twat. You like everything put in front of you, do you? Then you're a moron, twat. Oh dear. Again, these people, they have an opportunity to discuss with me and say, why don't you like this one? And we can have an adult discussion about it. But no, they have to insult me, and then they get blocked, and that builds a resentment, and then the thumbs downs, and it's a never-ending spiral of moronic bullshit. Thank you, social media. I tell you, the internet is the worst thing that's happened to mankind. It really is. It's made us stupid, reactionary, and we don't think anymore. We just read other people's opinions and agree. Let's join the circle jerk of conformity. Oh yeah, I agree. They agree with me too. That means we're all right. Oh God, we're doomed. We are so fucked. Anyway. Pink says, you mentioned Bowie. I think it was the anniversary of Lodger today. That's a weird album cover. Have you seen the making of that? It's really funny because he's kind of stapled to the floor. He's stuck to the floor and the camera's from above. And it's it's interesting. I like that one. The cover's probably the best thing about the album, actually. Oh, a bit harsh there. John Smith said, go and get yourself a few folk albums. You need a new musical direction. Folk albums? Come on. You know I'm a big Fairport Convention fan. Jesus Christ. I don't need folk albums. I've done all that. Man. I've done all that. That ain't going to help me. Music's boring. The only thing I find interesting is me playing music. Making my own music, is the interest. This is the thing that turns me on, I'm sorry. It's the way it is. Music nobody wants to hear. Isn't that good? Simon says, do you own the Kate Bush Final Dawn vinyl? Only one I'm missing. I did have it, but it was mastered really low, and I had to really crank my amp up. I might get it again. I've got the box sets because I got them when they were in the cheap. I got them in the cheap. Yeah, I got them when they went cheap, and so yeah. But yeah, I sold that box set because I didn't have the other box sets, and now I'm kind of thinking, oh man, I should have the other box set because then I'd have all the box sets. I'm obsessive. I'm so obsessive. And then I'll sell them all because then I'll get bored with looking at them and gathering dust. Oh, having all this shit's great, but I don't have to dust it all the time. Pink says, does something similar happen with what's the trio of sisters, the Roaches? They made songs from the female perspective too. Yeah, I think they're a little bit more accessible because they don't necessarily use the mysticism and imagery of Kate Bush. I think they're a bit more immediate. The Roaches are great, and there's a song they do called "The Married Men," which is just absolutely fantastic. I was lucky to see them. I don't often say I'm lucky. But, because I don't think luck really comes to anything when you actually buy the fucking ticket with your own money and you turn up. There's no luck involved. But I feel lucky to have seen them because one of them passed. And they very rarely, came to London. And when they announced the London date at the Bloomsbury Theatre, where I saw Neil Innes as well, the year or so before, it was one of the best gigs of my life. It was just so warm and cozy and forgiving. It was just a really nice, pleasant, audience artist relationship. You know, and the music there was a purity to the music and performance that you don't get. Yes, well, there's no bullshit. No bullshit there, you know, and they talk to the audience, and you know, not like some bands that just come on and ignore the audience, you know, don't even acknowledge them. I know, I'm looking at you, you know, and that was a special gig, you know, very very special to me. No, so that was good. That was good. Walsh says, "Will you be checking out the new Dream Theater album?" No. Life is too short for Dream Theater albums. Thomas King says, "Blame Boris for the endless circle of shit and people at each other's throats." It's not all his fault because we are personally responsible. We don't. Just because the government says go on holiday, you don't have to go on holiday. Look, the same people who are moaning about Boris. Again, I'm not his greatest fan, but you fuckers, you make me defend him. The thing is if he came out and said, "Right, everyone, stay in your houses," from immediate effect, the first people saying he isn't doing enough will be the first people to say that he's brought about an authoritarian fascist dictatorship on the country, right? Because that is the level of discourse we've got now. You know, we don't have an opposition. The Labour Party have made themselves totally unelectable. Liberal Democrats, what? Well, we can thank Nick Clegg. What's Nick Clegg doing there? Yeah, working for Facebook, you know. Well done, Nick, you bastard. Again, our political system's been screwed up by Clegg and Corbyn. Well done. Well done. Well done, guys. And so Boris is just going to get away with bloody murder, you know, and it's as much as the Labour's fault as it is for the people who voted Boris in. You know, but you can't blame them for voting him when they've got Labour as the alternative. Do you want a punch in the throat or a kick in the bollocks? I'm voting for the punch in the throat, please. You know, and that's what you've got. That is the level of our politics today, at the moment, now, because for some reason, Labour is obsessed with identity politics, the stuff that we did in the 80s, and look where it got them then. It got them nowhere because people aren't massively left or massively right. They're centre with a little to the left and a little to the right. And that is what politics is, right? That's what politics is. You know, on social issues, to the left, on the economy, to the right. That's most people. And, you know, there will never be a party that can come along and do that. Maybe the Tories will, you know, maybe they'll go that way. Maybe they'll, you know, put more funding into the NHS and the arts and all the big social causes. Maybe they'll go that way. I don't know. And if they did, or at least pretended to, they'll be in forever. And we've got the Tories for another 10 to 15 years. That's what I'm saying. That's what we've got. 10 to 15 years. Oh God. But you can't blame the government. You can only blame them so far. Yeah? We all have personal responsibility. Everybody out there who acts in an irresponsible way, either by going to India, you know, because those people coming back from India went in the first place. You know what I'm saying? They went out during a pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's not as cut as dried as one thing or the other. Yeah, the government have failed on a lot of causes. Again, I don't know if it's a governmental thing or whether it be an NHS thing. I never understood why COVID patients went into the general population. Why didn't we have massive COVID hospitals, and that's where they went in every, you know, near every major city, and, you know, take over a football ground or a fucking warehouse and fill it full of the COVID people and keep them away from the general hospital population. Gee, it makes sense. But hey, I'm not running the country. I'm just sitting here talking, chewing the cud with you lot, you know. So, you know, if I ran the country, I would be a benevolent dictator. Do you understand? I'd tell you what to do, and I wouldn't care. I don't think we can call it that, Kit and Care. I don't think we can call it that. Pink says, and a big Basher fan who's kind of folky. The Roaches, yeah, thanks. I've been meaning to give them a look, says Pinks. Go. Look at, there's loads of YouTube stuff from like when they were big, you know, the performances on shows and whatnot. And you know, they have a, again, even though they're American, they have a certain European feel to them, not with their humour and whatnot. I think it's because they come from New York, and so, you know, it's not far from New York to London, I think, with terms of the humour and the culture, you know. So that's what I think. I could be wrong. Muzo said, have you heard anything by band Sid Arthur? One of the band members is a nephew of Kate Bush. No, I'm not going there, sorry. I've listened to it and it's just derivative bullshit. Russell says, I guess Tori Amos is a bit Kate Bushy. Yeah. Again, I have to be in the mood for Amos. I mean, I acknowledge her talent, but you know, it's the comparisons. Lennon's in. He says, "Hey, hello, Lennon." Kitten says, "I saw Susie and Lucy Roach in December at their apartment on a Zoom gig. It was very nice. Their new album is very nice. I was going to buy a copy, but the last time I bought a CD from them, I ended up being charged bloody import duty, and it ended up being cost like 3 times more than, because they didn't put gift. All you got to do, guys, tick the gift box. Makes everyone's life easier, and I end up paying import duty on a CD. You know, that's without. Oh God, shall I talk about it? Yeah, I'm going to talk about it. Why not? Because the VAT rules have changed now. I mean, now that was before the VAT rules have changed, but because of the old leaving the EU, the way VAT is administered is different now, and there's at least one record label that won't ship to the UK, which is a bit annoying. So I brought it up to the artist and said, look, they won't ship to the UK. Is this going to be available? This is a new album of yours going to be available on Amazon UK or UK record stores? And the guy replied to me personally on DMs, but I didn't bother reading his reply because it started with, well, I've known the guy who runs this record company longer than I've known you. And I thought, well, because they preview the first line, I thought, well, that's not a good opening gambit. Whatever I'm going to say back to you isn't going to be positive or complimentary. So I just deleted the reply, unfriended them and the record company involved, and I backed away. I'm no longer following that artist or even going to support them, because I asked a simple civil question, because their record company has taken what I see as a political stance here, because it doesn't take much to either, you know, charge the customer the VAT and claim it back or whatnot. This is stuff I had to deal with VAT when I ran a shop. It's shitty, it's horrible, but it's something you have to deal with if you want to run a fucking business. And I just see it's laziness, you know, plain laziness. And this is it. I've dealt with VAT and claiming it back and working it out. It's the worst part of running a business. But if you want to run a business, it's something you have to do. There you go. That was boring, wasn't it? That was me moaning about VAT. Oh, God. It's come to this. It's come to this. Dear. I don't know what to say now. VAT. Lenin's finished a gig. That's nice. 83 says, I can feel resonance from female artists nowadays. I just don't get the alpha male perspective anymore. Alpha male? Well, you should listen to my new record. It's full of alpha male stuff. You'll love it. Sona says, wasn't the featured artist romantically involved with one of the Roaches in the 70s? Yeah, he fucked everyone he worked with. He's fucked, or at least fucked over everyone he's worked with. I think, again, Danielle Dax, who did the sleeves for some of his records, he pulked her, you know. Yeah. I mean, I love that story. Was it Greg Lake? He came up from Bournemouth, and featured artist was riddled with venereal disease. It was the 60s, man. He must have a cock like a Swiss cheese, you know. Oh dear. Oh boy. It's all right, Tom Pinks. James says, ban all holidays. Just ban everything. Why should anyone be happy? They don't all be miserable like I am. Tim King says, I agree. We have no political opposition whatsoever. That's the whole problem. Yeah, I mean, again, sometimes, the opposition has to take the opposite view, a contrarian view, just to further the debate. But nobody wants to debate anything. All they do is go, it's the millennial fucking whine that you hear from now on, and we're gonna play identity politics, and everybody in the real world's gonna love it because they love it on Twitter. It's like, Twitter ain't the real world, son. Twitter ain't the real world. You're gonna have a rude awakening, And again, I don't think the politicos really understand what's going on out there. People are concerned about two or three things. One, where's the next meal coming from? Two, have I got a job tomorrow? And three, is it going to get any better? That's it. That's it. They do not care about identity politics. They don't care about Black Lives Matter. They do. They do care about these issues, but in the grand scheme of things, they're periphery issues. They're on the outliers. The main thing is looking after yourself and your family and keeping a roof over your head. It's simple stuff. The economy is another one. That feeds into the job and blah blah blah. And I don't think Labour think in those terms. I mean, the Tories are with what they brought in a raft of socialist legislation when COVID, just into the furlough scheme, stuff that I'd never thought I'd see the Conservative government do. I thought they were going to let everyone go to the wall, because that's what Thatcher would have done. That's what John Major would have done. That's what David Cameron would have done. But Boris, let's throw loads of money at it, because there would have been bloodshed, because the consequences bear no thinking. But it makes me sound like I'm in the fight. I'm not. I'm kind of in the middle of this, just trying to, in the ideal world, we'd have no politicians. There would be, like I said, we'd all just vote with our phones. Vote with our phones. James says, New Zealand style reopening early. Open the UK up, but no external audits and no one allowed in. Exactly. You've got to look at how New Zealand, Australia are managing it. They're islands. They're on islands like we are islands. We've got to bite the bullet. We've got to. The only people allowed in are people operating freight. And again, you can test those people, because there aren't. There's something like 8,000 people have come in from India since we knew about this Indian variant. I can't remember how many planes it was. 110 planes, or there's 8,000 people. I reckon 10% of that, 800, would have had the Indian variant. This is just statistics, and this is why we're seeing flare-ups up and down the country, because people just do what they want. We used to have legislation like the Communicable Diseases Act, I think it was, which dealt with tropical diseases. And if you brought anything in, you'd go to prison. They'd lock you away, But we don't do that now. Why not? Because the prisons are full and we're not building any new ones. There we go. Razor wire is in. It doesn't matter, mate. It doesn't. You can call me anything you want, Mr. Razor. You're doing my job. You're doing my joke. That's my joke. Lenin did his psychedelic gig with strobes. That's nice. I hope you put a warning up. Tim says, the Tories are robbing us blind, and as you say, no opposition. And yes, people should be responsible, but many are not. They're not really robbing us. It's just our children's children will be paying off the debt for years to come. So much for the austerity politics of Cameron and co, which again they borrowed from the EU, because the EU were pushing for we've got to manage our economy like it's a shopping budget. No, you manage the economy like it's a business. You invest in the country, so there'll always be some degree of debt. In a business, you always have some debt, because that debt you use to invest, you're either buying stock or you're putting it towards, expansion. It's just, God damn it. If I ran the world, it'd all be different. Everything would be different. James says, what do you make of Squeeze touring with Madness in December? A strangely interesting team. Not really. They're cut from the same cloth. Pink says, did he? Bowie and Eno? No, but Bowie apparently, him. Remember, suing the Bowie estate. Remember that? I'm wacky bubbles. I do funny things. Now look at me. I'm funny. I'm not suing David Bowie. It's like suing the Queen Mother, isn't it? Oh dear. Pink says, by the way, I don't care enough to, but I saw screenshots from the videos he does with his wife. That was more enough. I know it comes up every Monday on, I don't know, whoever it is. Is it Prog Magazine? They do it and it's on my phone. I must stop following them on Facebook or Twitter or whatever it is. And every week it's like, oh God, here they are again. You know, those tits won't pay for themselves. We better put some adverts on these YouTube videos. They're not hers, lads. They're not hers. Go and watch Derek Jarman's Tempest, and you will see her original chesticles, and compare and contrast. They're not hers. There you go. John Smith says, the Tories found the magic money tree. Well, I didn't. The world is in debt after COVID, but to whom? Well, it's obvious. It's the Chinese, isn't it? It's the Chinese. King says, why have the people become so selfish? Well, it's because they're people. Paul is well. Yeah, I'm still alive. Just hanging on, clinging on to life. Just about. But you never know, my heart might kick out at any moment. And that's it. We've got to the end of the questions. Wow, is that it? Is that really the end? We'll end with Luke Ryan. Got his name right that time. And that's it. And I think I'm gonna skip off because it's been a bit quiet. And I don't know, a bit quiet tonight. Anyway, thanks for watching. You've been lovely. I've been wonderful as usual. Remember, folks, if you can't be good, be careful. But more importantly, don't tell your mother.